A standoff with police in Ogdensburg has led to the arrests of 3 people and the seizure of several firearms. City police were called to 432 Oak Street last Friday for a report that a man was threatening to shoot a woman. Police surrounded the home for about an hour until 22-year-old Elliot Roberts was taken into custody. He was charged with unlawful imprisonment, criminal contempt, and aggravated family offense. On Thursday, police went back to execute a search warrant. They say they seized 2 shotguns and 1 assault rifle. Police arrested 2 people who are described as squatters. 52-year-old Penny Arquette was charged with criminal possession of a weapon, and 45-year-old Melissa Gordon was arrested on 3 bench warrants. Police say more arrests are expected.